All right, y'all, the Dropshot is one of the best baits to use all year long, and I often get asked what's the best gear to use for a Dropshot. So in this video, I'm gonna be breaking down exactly what I use to fish a Dropshot. All right, let's start off with the rod. This is arguably the most important part of fishing a Dropshot. Today, I'm fishing with the Fenwick World Class 6'10" medium light. I think a medium light rod is very important when fishing a Dropshot because you need that lighter action so you can get more action out of your bait without overpowering the light hook and light line. The reason I chose the Fenwick World Class rod is because whenever I'm fishing a very light bait on light line, it's really important to have good sensitivity in your rod. And this rod is one of the most sensitive ones out there on the market, so you want to detect every bite you can. For my reel, I'm using the Lew's Custom 1000 series. That's going to bring the best balance to my rod, pairing it with some Sunline All Might 16-pound braid. This is a sinking braid, so you're going to get all the benefits of a normal braid without the line bow. Okay, let's talk about the actual Dropshot itself. So today I'm going to be using the Crush City Janitor and the 6-inch straight tail robo worm. I really like using a straight tail worm like this because it gives your bait the best action underwater, especially if you use a bait that's more buoyant without the salt. Okay, I'm going to be pairing these worms today with the BKK size 1 Dropshot hook and a 1/8 ounce tungsten XPS Dropshot weight. I think a tungsten Dropshot weight is the most important thing you can do for your Dropshot because you can feel every single bite, opposed if you're using lead, you wouldn't be able to feel as much. All right, now let me show y'all how to actually set up your Dropshot. All right, so the first thing you want to do when setting up your Dropshot is tie a leader. I'm using a 10-pound fluorocarbon leader today. Say y'all are fishing a super clear water, you could size down and go to maybe like a size 8. All right, and I'm gonna be tying these two together using a double uni knot. Okay, and then after you finish tying your uni knot, you can cut your tag ends off. Just like that, and then you can get about a 1 to 3 foot max of your leader. You just don't want your line going back up into your rod eyes. So I like to use about a foot. All right, once you have your leader tied on, you can tie on your hook. I like to tie a Palomar knot, but you want to use way more line than you typically would for your tying on your regular baits. All right, and then after you tie on your hook, you can get your tag in and pass it back through the eye of the hook. And what that's going to do is make sure that your Dropshot hook is vertical like that and not all funky looking. And then the reason we left so much tag end is because at the end of the tag end is actually where your Dropshot weight is going to go. The cool thing about these XPS tungsten weights too is they have a clip on them, so there's no need to tie on your weight. You just got to pass your line through there and clip it on. Just like that. So now you have your basic Dropshot rig. And the only thing left to do is get your worm and just pass the hook right through the nose of the worm. Just like that. All right, now y'all ready to go fish your Dropshot. All right, we made it to the first pond. First thing I noticed, the water is kind of like a blue cloudy color. So I went ahead and went with the Bama Bug color janitor. So Bama Bug is just half green pumpkin and half candy bug or half June bug. So that's gonna help stand out in the darker water. It is gonna be a little bit tougher to fish a Dropshot in the dirtier water, but I think we can get away with it. So let's see if we can get some good ones. There we go, got a bite already. Hey, here's a fish. On the Dropshot. Woohoo! Ooh, he's feisty. Let's go. There he is. Right in the corner of the mouth. Cool. There's that first fish on the Dropshot, y'all. Ate it right in the side of the mouth. This fish is cold. That water must be pretty cold too. Barely hooked. Awesome, little guy on the Dropshot. Hopefully that's the first of many. Let's try to get some more. There he goes. All right, let's make a couple more casts towards that bubbler. That's where that first one came off of. And typically in the fall where there's one fish, there's more. Yep, he called it, got another bite. Back to back, second cast. This one's fighting good. Oh, he came off. Dang it. That one felt like a little bit better of a fish too, dang. All right, let's cast back in there. I think they're piled up by that bubbler. Yeah, that was honestly my fault, y'all. I got too excited. I tried to horse them in, especially with the light setup like this. You want to make sure you tire out that fish and not just horse them in since you got such a light wire hook. Oh, there's another one. Whew. That's 3 casts, 3 fish. Whew. Oh, shoot. Another little guy. Hey, this is why the drop shot can be such a great bait in the fall, because you can catch so many numbers on it. Got him right in the side of the mouth. There we go. Another nice little fall bass, y'all. They're stacked up on that bubbler out there. All right, y'all, this corner is absolutely loaded. Let's get back in there and get some more. When I'm fishing this drop shot too, I'm letting it sink all the way to the bottom and then giving it some light twitches once it's on the bottom. What that's gonna do is let that tail go crazy and give them a lot of action. And that's what's really gonna draw those fish in. But especially during the colder months, like November, December, January, February, if you're fishing a drop shot, a good technique is to dead stick it as well. Just cast it out there and let it sit and let that worm just float slightly off the bottom. And that's gonna draw in those big, slow, lethargic winter bass. But early fall, like it is right now, you can get away with fishing it a little bit quicker. Oh, there's another bite. Let him get that whole worm in his mouth. Fish number 4. Oh, he's coming up, don't jump. Oh, he shook it. Dang, that fish actually broke me off. Dang it. All right, well, let's retie and get back in there. All right, since that janitor was working so well, let's try the ox blood color and see if that does well as well. All right, hopefully we don't break off again. Let's try that again. We're 50% on landing fish though. Hooked 4, lost 2, caught 2. I'm seeing a lot of activity in that corner. I'm gonna head over there in just a second, see if we can get some. No more fish on this bubbler. Let's move down there where I'm seeing those fish blow up and see if we can get a couple. Yeah, I don't know if y'all can see, but the little bass are pushing up the minnows up in the back of this pond, and that's exactly what I'm talking about whenever I'm talking about the bass pushing up bait fish shallow. Exactly what's happening right here. think this oxblood color is a little too in their face for how clear this water is, so I'm going to tie on that robo worm and that bluegill color instead. Just like that. All right, let's give it a shot. I got a bite already. Oh, you're kidding, I broke off. Man, that's my fault. I didn't tie a good knot. Wow, that felt like a better fish too. All right, y'all, I think that leader line I'm using is a little bit too old and I think it's fraying on me. So I'm gonna head to Bass Pro, pick up some more leader line and then let's try to get them again. All right, we got some new leader. Let's get back to the pond and get on some more fish. All right, y'all, we're back at the pond. Let's try this again with the new leader. Hopefully it doesn't break on us like the last stuff did. I got that robo worm tied on there again in the bluegill color, because I think that's what they're eating in this pond for the most part. And again, just slowly dragging this on the bottom, trying to imitate like an injured bluegill. Oh, there's a bite. Let him eat it. There he is. He's jumping all over the place. Little guy. Oh, it's so clear you can see him running. Whew. Look at him right in the side of the mouth there. Awesome. There he is. Let's see. All right, nice little pond bass. Let's put him back. I think that's fish number 5. Number 3 that we've landed. All right, let's make a couple more casts around here, see if we can pick up some more fish. Oh, there's another bite. He's got it. This one feels itty bitty. Yeah, he came off. That might have been a bluegill, to be honest with you. All right, let's get a little bit deeper out there. Oh, there's a bass. Way out there. Little guy. He's fighting though for a little fish. Look at him. Dang. Dang. All right, what is that? Fish number 4. Fish number 4 landed right in the top of the mouth. Definitely a numbers pond. Hopefully we can weed through these little ones and find some big ones, but it's fun nonetheless. Little guy. Cool. This is why I love fishing a drop shot in the fall, because when they're aggressive and pushing up bait fish, this represents them perfectly. And if you just want to have some fun at the pond, it's one of the best things to do. Let's get back out there. And I feel like that's why the braid's so important too in these situations, because when I'm making these super long casts out to the middle of the pond in deeper water, I can feel the bite a lot better. Also, since the braid has no stretch to it, whenever I set the hook, I get a better hook set than if I was using monofilament or even fluorocarbon, because they both have a little bit of stretch to them. I got a bite already. No, maybe some grass. Oh, got one. Oh, that's a better fish. Not huge. Bigger than the last one though. Running at me. Feisty. Not big, just a little bit bigger than the last one. This one had some fight to him. Right in the side of the mouth. Dang. All these fish are pretty much clones of each other. There's so many in here. All right, let me go. Ooh, there he goes. Shoot, I think number 5. Losing count. They're just loaded up out there on those bubblers. Man, another one back-to-back cast. I don't know if he's still on there. Nope, dang it, pulled it out of his mouth. Man, we're just catching these fish every cast, or getting bites every cast, I should say. I'm not landing them. That's partially my fault. I'm getting too excited. There's a bass. Oh, he came off. He was itty bitty though. But yeah, I forgot to mention, whenever you're fishing a spinning reel for a drop shot, you want to go with a slower speed reel. I'm using a 5/6 gear ratio, and that's going to make sure that you're not reeling too fast. Because if you reel too fast with a drop shot, you might spook some fish, especially in the colder months. Okay, let's move down to the next bubbler. Look at all those bait fish too. I don't know if y'all can see that. They're all scattering everywhere. That's why those bass are so active. Dang, there's got to be hundreds of them. There's a fish. I think that's fish number 6. Ooh, stay down. Got me in the grass. Oh, he came off right there. Dang. Oh, it's a big mess. All right, well, I'm gonna get this cleaned up, and I think I'm gonna head to the next pond down the street. All right, y'all, move down the road to this new pond. This one has a lot of rocks in it. So we'll see if we can maybe pull out some bigger bass in that last spot. That's the thing I really like about drop shots, is you can fish them pretty much around any kind of cover, whether it's grass, rocks, even trees. There's a bass. Finally. There we go. Cool. All right, we got a bass at the second pond. I think this is fish number 5 that we've landed. I lost count, to be honest, but yeah, about the same size as the last ones, maybe a little bit bigger. Put them back. All right, let's try to get some more. And since this pond is so clear too, you can really see the action of the drop shot. That worm tail is just going crazy whenever I jig my rod up and down. All right, y'all, I'm gonna keep walking down this dam and see if we can't pick up some more bass along it. Riprap like this is also really good to fish when it starts to get cold, because these rocks will actually hold heat a lot longer than the grass will and other stuff around it. So the bass naturally gravitate towards that in the colder weather.
there's a fish. Oh, did he shake it? He did. Dang it. Shoot. I don't know why I'm losing so many fish today, y'all. Might be using too small of a hook. Or I'm just not letting them eat it long enough. There's another bite. Man. I don't know what it is. Oh, there's a fish. Another one on the dam, y'all. This water skiing up here. Whoop. Not a big one. None of these fish have really been that big, but hey. Right on the top of the mouth. Man, this worm's almost the size of him. That's funny. Little baby bass. And pretty though. Alright, let's give him a little toss back. That one came a little bit deeper, y'all. So let's keep casting a little bit deeper and see if they moved out a little bit or something. The sun is starting to go down. They might be going back deeper. Oh, that's another one up there deep. 2 casts in a row. Again, feels small, but they're feisty though. Dang, all right. Back-to-back casts once again. Oh, that hook came right out of his mouth. Dang, just had him pinned by tension. It's almost an exact copy of that last fish we just caught, but cool. Let's let him go. See you. Thank you for biting. So that might prove my point that they moved a little bit deeper. Let's keep doing it. Oh, 3rd cast in a row. Feels small again too. That's awesome. 3 casts in a row. Man, it's the smallest one yet though. Hey, I'm not complaining. Little dinker. Look at that. Oh my gosh. I think my worm is the same size as this fish. Let's see. Yeah, look, so that proves little bass will try to eat stuff bigger than them. That's funny. All right, let's get this guy back out there. See ya. 3 casts, 3 fish. There's another bite. Another one off the dam. He's running right at me. Dang. Oh, he just ran himself right into that rock. There he is. Number 4 on the dock. Cool. Another one for the drop shot. All right, let's get him back out there. And again, y'all, I'm just using a little robo worm in a bluegill color with an 1/8 ounce tungsten weight. Casting it out there, giving it some little shakes. And not working it too fast, and it's working. Hasn't produced a big bite yet, but can't complain with the numbers. All right, y'all, that's gonna wrap it up for this one. Thank you guys for watching once again. We caught a lot of fish on the drop shot today, so hopefully that helped boost y'all's confidence in fishing it, especially if you've never fished one before. But if you have any questions about fishing it, leave them down below in the comments. I'll be sure to answer them because this bait's gonna be one of the best baits to fish all winter long. But once again, thank y'all for watching. If you haven't clicked the subscribe button, go ahead and click it. It means the world to me, especially if you want to see some more videos. And I'll see you on the next one.